The Plagues of Egypt, Part 1. Pharaoh Merenre sat upon his golden throne, his heart as hard and cold as the granite beneath his feet. "Let my people go," Moses and Aaron had warned, speaking God's own words. But Pharaoh just scoffed. "Why should I listen to your God? I am a God myself." To show God's power, Aaron threw down his staff. Poof! It became a slithering snake. Pharaoh Merenre was surprised, but his pride was too big to break. He called his own magicians, who did the same trick. The lesson: God's power is always greater. God's patience was ending. The first big warning came at the river Nile, the life of Egypt. Moses raised his staff over the water. The beautiful blue river, where children laughed and played, began to change. The water turned thick and dark, all the way to a shocking, deep red. The fish died. The canals stank. The people were thirsty, but they could not drink a single drop. The plagues had begun. God had spoken, and all of Egypt felt his might. "Let my people go," Moses pleaded again, after 7 days of thirst. But Pharaoh Merenre still refused to listen. So the next sign of God's power hopped right out of the bloody river. Croak, croak. Thousands upon thousands of frogs jumped into the land. They were in the streets, in the kitchens, and even in the beds. There was no place to hide from the cold, slippery chaos. Pharaoh Merenre begged, "Please make the frogs go. Then I will let your people leave." Moses prayed, and God removed the frogs. But as soon as the land was quiet, Pharaoh Merenre went back on his word. The lesson: a promise made under pressure is often a lie. Then came the third, tiny plague. Aaron reached down and struck the dusty ground with his staff. The fine dust exploded into a buzzing cloud of gnats. The little biting insects were everywhere, even on the magicians. Pharaoh's wise men tried to stop the gnats, but they couldn't. Even they had to admit, this is the finger of God. But Pharaoh Merenre did not listen to his own advisors. His pride was a thick wall between him and the truth. The final warning came: the plague of flies. Everywhere the Egyptians went, the flies followed, thick and dark, buzzing in their ears. But in the land of Goshen, where the Israelites lived, there was not a single fly. God always protects his own. The lesson: always listen to God's warnings and remember his mighty difference.